Alright, what's up guys? Today I'm going to be installing some Hiro Performance coilovers on the Saturn. So right now I got the cut springs on and just drive around, and we'll do like a before and after kind of review of it once I get the suspension put on. Later we'll drive it again. Every morning scraping. So right now we're going to my storage unit. I got my jack stands, a bigger jack there. We're gonna go pick that stuff up really quick, and then we'll go ahead and get started on putting in the coilovers. So the plan is we've got to put ramps behind, roll it up onto these ramps, and then I can jack up the front. Got the jack stands here so it doesn't fall, and let's go ahead. As you can see, there's two bolts here need to come off, and the three up top. That's not good. Alright, we're gonna put a little bit of WD-40 on here, and yeah, I guess like that. Let that sit for a minute. So definitely always start with the impact on the nut side, and just use like a wrench to hold this still. So now we're gonna tap these out. We can go ahead and let this part, well, then we can totally remove the bottom here. That was easy. So now this is free here. So this side is a 3/4, and this side I use the 13/16. And now we just have to undo the 3 bolts up top. So just got to break these loose, and then this whole shock and everything, we can just pull it right out. And since we've got the whole front lifted up, there's no pressure on the sway bar. So with these up top, never use an impact on these. Really, you don't need much torque to take these off, or else you might snap whatever the fuck you call them. The studs. Yeah, only use like a ratchet or something up here, so you don't break anything. So this is going to be a 13. Alright, so I'm gonna hold the bottom underneath while I loosen this so it doesn't fall. Alright, as you can see, it's coming out. Holding down here, kind of weird to do with one hand, and then it should just come right out. Easy. So these are the fronts because they have the bearing inside. The rears do not have the bearing, obviously, because the front turns. So wow, that's a big difference. See, this is much wider, and that's way narrower. So if you want to run like a wider wheel, you have more clearance here with the coilovers. So I've already kind of preset these things. I took them out of the box and just kind of measured them, and so as you can see, these are pretty low. I might end up raising them, but just for the sake of getting them on, I'm gonna go ahead and stick this top piece up there, and go ahead and get a couple of the bolts on so we can just let it hang for a minute, and then I can zip these two bottom bolts in. Like this clean, because why not? stick out. Alright, I'm just going to do the same thing I did while I was taking them off. Wiggle it through the bottom, and then I'll get a bolt on, so that way we can just let it hang. There we go. Put these on. Got them snugged up there, and we'll say this kind of looks pretty cool, the little damper with the Hiro logo on it. As you can see, these are pretty low. There's quite a gap here, so I might raise these up some just so I can get the jack out when I lower the car back down. It looks pretty good in there, I will say that. It's a whole lot better than that. So yeah, this is gonna be, turn it all the way left is soft, turn it all the way right is hard. So I'll just have them on soft right now, and just see how that goes. So now I'll go ahead and bolt up these bottom brackets, and then do the same on the other side, and then we'll see what it looks like. So what you want to do here is get your the bolt that you took off from here, go here, and see if we can't slide this thing in. It might be a little bit hard. What you could do really, I guess, is take your jack and kind of jack it up. Alright, so I took this jack out, and I've got this jack stand supporting from this like subframe support, and I'm going to use this jack to then jack this up so I can fit these bolts in here. I don't want to put my hands on the disc, so I'm just going to kind of rest this underneath like so, and then jack it up until it lines up with my bolt holes up here. I've got this under the brake, so we'll go ahead and slide these bolts in there, stick those jokers on there. Pretty simple. It's just 5 bolts. Here. Now, just gonna want to do the same thing on the other side. Before we lower it down. Grab it from the bottom and then just kind of wiggle it. Alright, now we'll grab the new one with the bearing top again, and we'll go ahead and toss this one in. So we've got them both on. It's looking pretty good, I must say. Kind of like the gold and red, but on their website you can actually like customize the colors. Like I can leave a link for you to check them out, but on the website you can literally customize the colors to make them whatever color you want. Here's the driver's side. They are on. Back legs didn't want to come off, but pretty much the same as the front. Take these 4 lug nuts off, and you got the same bolts, 3/4 and 13/16, and then you got the 3 bolts up top that are 13mm. Now if you look up here, this is where you unbolt it. Normally you would have the little cover, but I took that off because I knew I would end up coming back here to change these out later. So you would take these seats out and then take this little cover off the carpet and then get to the 3 bolts on either side. Tricky in here because there's not much room. Alright, so same with the back. Take the new one, take the old one out, and then you fish this one up and then tighten the bolts. So interesting note for the back is this has tension to this sway bar, and it's very hard to push up to get these bolts to line up. So what I did was took the jack along with my lug nut tool, and I used it to jack this up so I can line this bolt up here. There's one spot right here. See these little notches here? These notches are straight. So when I went to put this on, it was kind of going straight into that. So really what I did is I just cranked this down, and it just bent this out just a little bit like that to where it would seat down flush. Alright, it's the moment of truth now. Got the backs on and the fronts are on, and I'm about to lower it down. I can already tell you the back looks a bit lower. It's still up on the jack, and the wheel is not even touching the ground. So, good sign. I think the ride height's a little fucky right now. I gotta evaluate that later, but I can tell you right now I kind of messed up the front ride height. The back is pretty low. The back is about perfect, what I thought it would be. I just definitely need to lower the front some more. But it's good because I was able to get it off the jacks without doing some crazy, you know, lifting it up with this brick, dropping it on the brick or something. This side looks a bit lower, so I don't know if it's because of the hill I'm on, but I mean, I like literally measured these things perfectly before I put them on. So we'll see. We'll at least drive it around. I'll double check the lug nuts, see how it rides. I can already tell that the bearings at the top of the dampers, it doesn't make that creaking sound anymore, which is great. I got the ride height a little off. The front's a bit higher, which we can fix that later. Just gotta adjust it. So far, it's pretty smooth. They're not super bouncy. I don't hear any like rattles other than the normal rattles I would get with it being a 1997 Saturn.